It is 8:09 now. Well, there's a new trend in households across Australia for couples to sleep in separate beds. So would you do it?
It's a bit of a nightmare.
For me.
For both of us, I'd say. But other than that...
I don't agree with that. I don't think that we'd be better off sleeping in separate rooms.
No, I don't think so.
They should not separate. It's part of an intimate relationship is to be together when you sleep.
I guess the only time is if you've been out drinking. Then, yeah, separate rooms is probably the best for everyone.
I think it's good to have, as a couple, not spending that time together. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think it could work. You both agree on it. I think an ex-girlfriend of mine actually used to sneak out of the bedroom once I had fallen asleep because apparently I took up heaps of the bed, so that worked for us. So whatever works, I think.
You are talking to the woman that is married to the greatest Aussie snorer. Wonderful, gorgeous, lovely, but the greatest Aussie snorer. But I don't really know whether it would be better off to sleep in separate bedrooms.
And the good thing, of course, we women never snore. Now, relationship expert Jacqueline Saad joins me now. Good morning to you, Jacqueline.
Good morning, Lisa.
Now, tell us about these findings. How many couples are actually not sleeping together anymore?
There's about a third of couples that aren't sleeping together. These sort of things don't surprise me. It's really becoming more commonplace because we're starting to appreciate the actual value of getting a good night's sleep.
Whereas once upon a time early on in the relationship, we valued the fact that we could spoon the person that we loved and adored and cherished.
Absolutely, and it also follows through with the Hollywood myth that, you know, we must sleep entwined in each other's arms, but it doesn't feel necessarily natural and comfortable for everybody.
So what are the reasons that people are giving for sleeping separately?
Okay, so there's a couple of different things. First and foremost, snoring. That's always a common one. And whether someone has different sleep styles. Someone could be a tosser or a turner. Not a tosser, but they could be a tosser for different reasons. Also, whether they might sleepwalk. They might have different wake times with alarms. They might have different preferences to the room temperature that they sleep in.
And kids can often get in the way of having a good night's sleep, of course.
Yes.
And internet usage, that's another one that comes up in these findings.
Yeah, absolutely. If people are staying up using their computer into the early hours of the morning, that will actually disrupt their sleep and the sleep of others.
Well, do you think it's a good thing? Do you think to get the good night's sleep is actually more important than having that physical closeness?
Yes, I do. If every other option has been exhausted, we call them, as psychologists call them, sleep hygiene tips. So if you're exhausting every other sleep hygiene tip to get the couple to sleep properly, then sleeping apart is the next best step. It is important to, though, ensure that if you are going to sleep separately, that you put some sort of ritual or commitment in place that you're still going to have an opportunity to emotionally connect.
So meet in the corridor at least twice a week, or 2.3 times a week?
Let's hope it's more than that. But even being intimate with one another before going to bed or first thing in the morning once they've gotten out of bed. But, you know, not getting a good night's sleep will actually affect you. It can lead to depression, anxiety disorders. It can increase incidences of stroke and heart disease. So, there's a stigma attached to sleeping in separate beds. Traditionally, as a society, we think, well, there's something wrong in the marriage. But
that's not necessarily the case.
It's not necessarily the case.
Okay,
no.
Interesting stuff. We've been asking for emails this morning. I think we're going to flow in now. Jacqueline, thanks very much for that.
Thank you.
Over to you, Carl.
I think separate beds are a very good idea because then maybe I'd get some sleep.